We have smartphones. We have surgery. We have the internet. And ancient humans, with none of it, were beating us in ways that should embarrass us. Not in some things. In 10 specific, measurable, documented ways. And once you see the list, you cannot unsee it. Number 1. Sleep. Ancient humans did not sleep in one long block the way we are told we should. They slept in 2 phases. First sleep and second sleep, with a quiet waking period in between. Historical records from across Europe, the Middle East, and Africa all describe this pattern. The waking period between sleeps was used for reflection, prayer, conversation, and sex. It was not insomnia. It was the natural human sleep architecture. The single 8-hour block we chase was invented by the Industrial Revolution and artificial light. Millions of people who wake at 3 in the morning and cannot sleep are not broken. They are running the original human software. Number 2. Navigation. Ancient Polynesian navigators crossed the Pacific Ocean, the largest body of water on Earth, without instruments, without maps, without compasses. They navigated using star positions, wave patterns, wind direction, and bird behavior. They could detect an island from 200 kilometers away by reading the swell patterns. Modern sailors with GPS cannot replicate this skill without years of dedicated training. The human brain, trained correctly, can read the ocean like a map. We traded that ability for a screen that tells us where to turn. Number 3. Teeth. Ancient human skulls show almost no tooth decay, no crowding, no impacted wisdom teeth. Modern humans have an epidemic of dental problems that ancient people simply did not have. The difference is not genetics. It is diet and jaw use. Ancient humans ate tough, fibrous, unprocessed foods that required extensive chewing. That chewing stimulated jawbone development and naturally spaced the teeth correctly. Modern processed food requires almost no chewing, so the jaw never fully develops. Wisdom teeth only became a problem after humans started eating soft food. The dentist is, in part, a consequence of the food industry. Number 4. Posture. Ancient human skeletons show near-perfect spinal alignment across their entire lives. Modern skeletons and living humans show forward head posture, rounded shoulders, compressed lumbar spine. Ancient humans squatted to rest, carried loads on their heads, walked on varied terrain constantly. These activities continuously loaded and strengthened the musculoskeletal system. Modern humans sit on chairs for 12 hours a day. The chair is one of the most damaging inventions in human history. Number 5. Eyesight. Myopia, nearsightedness, was extremely rare in ancient human populations. Today, in some East Asian cities, over 90% of young adults are myopic. The cause is not screens. It is the absence of outdoor light. The human eye needs exposure to bright outdoor light during childhood to develop correctly. Ancient children spent virtually all their time outside. Modern children spend the majority of their time indoors under artificial light. The eye that evolved to see vast African landscapes is now focused on a wall 30 centimeters away. Number 6. Mental health. This one is harder to measure, but the evidence is consistent. Hunter-gatherer societies show significantly lower rates of depression and anxiety than modern industrial societies. Not because their lives were easier. They were not. Because their lives had 3 things modern life systematically removes. Constant community, you were never alone. Purpose, every day had clear, meaningful tasks. And physical movement, the body was never sedentary for more than short periods. The modern epidemic of loneliness, purposelessness, and sedentary living is a perfect recipe for depression. Ancient humans did not have better brain chemistry. They had better living conditions for the brain. Number 7. Tracking. Sand bushman trackers in the Kalahari can follow the trail of a single animal across hundreds of kilometers of mixed terrain over multiple days. Reading compression patterns in soil. Identifying individual animals from their gait. Detecting disturbances in vegetation invisible to untrained eyes. This is considered by cognitive scientists to be one of the most demanding intellectual tasks a human can perform. More complex than chess. More demanding than surgery in terms of real-time information processing. It requires holding a 3-dimensional model of an animal's behavior in working memory, while simultaneously reading dozens of environmental signals in real time. Almost no one alive today can do this. We stopped training for it. Number 8. Pain tolerance and physical resilience. Ancient human skeletons show healed fractures, healed injuries, evidence of infections survived without medicine. Survival in harsh conditions produces physiological adaptations that modern comfort eliminates. Cold exposure increases metabolic efficiency and brown fat activation. Intermittent food scarcity trained the body to maintain function under caloric restriction. Modern humans have systematically removed every physical stressor from their environment, and in doing so, removed the adaptations those stressors were maintaining. We are not softer because we are weaker. We are softer because we never needed to be hard. Number 9. Knowledge of the natural world. Hunter-gatherer peoples carry a detailed working knowledge of hundreds of plant and animal species. Which plants are edible, which are medicinal, which are poisonous, at what stage of growth, which animal behaviors predict weather, which bird calls signal predators. The average Western adult can identify fewer than 10 wild plants in their local environment. The average hunter-gatherer adult can identify several hundred. We did not get smarter. We outsourced our knowledge to systems we do not understand. And in doing so, we lost the ability to survive in the environment we evolved for. Number 10. Community death and grief. This one is the most uncomfortable, and possibly the most important. In ancient and traditional societies, death happened within the community. The dying person was surrounded by family, by friends, by everyone who knew them. Grief was collective, expressed loudly, shared between everyone who felt it. There was no pressure to return to normal quickly. Modern death has been moved almost entirely out of the community and into institutions. Grief is expected to resolve on a schedule. Return to work within a week. Psychologists now recognize that the modern approach to death and grief is clinically harmful. Unprocessed grief accumulates. It does not disappear because we are busy. Ancient humans grieved better because they did it together, and they took the time. Now here is what all 10 of these things have in common. None of them require ancient technology. You can sleep in 2 phases. You can go outside more. You can chew harder food. You can sit on the floor. You can grieve openly. You can learn 10 plants. The gap between ancient humans and modern humans is not intelligence. It is lifestyle. And lifestyle, unlike intelligence, is something you can change. Ancient humans were not primitive. They were adapted to the body they had, the environment they lived in, and the social structures they needed. We have more information than any human who has ever lived. And we are sleeping worse, seeing worse, standing worse, grieving worse than people with stone tools. The question is not whether they knew something we have forgotten. The question is whether we are willing to remember it.